the birthday party. The birthday party, there are two mistakes about the birthday party. One was taking blood from children at a birthday party, or having blood taken from the children at a birthday party. And the other was telling the story about it in a way that was designed to tell people, an audience of parents of children with autism and professionals, about my children's contribution to these investigations. I was proud of them, but I also wanted to temper that by illustrating the mercenary nature of children. And so the story itself was a gross exaggeration. There were actually 7, 8, 9 children at the birthday party who gave blood with fully informed consent. There was absolutely no problem in the story that I tell. Then children were fainting and all this sort of thing. It was a stupid story. Humor is in the moment. I thought it was funny at the time. It wasn't funny then. It isn't funny now. But nonetheless, there it was. And the children were absolutely fine. Yes, I paid them £5 each, or rewarded them £5 each for their altruism, for their willingness to participate in this. It was done in a perfectly respectable way, and there were no problems. And they were all entirely willing, and all their parents had given fully informed consent. And children are often altruistic and will help out. And my children, who were some of those children involved in that, knew the autistic children. They knew what it was all about. These children came to stay with us or have lunch with us when they'd come over from America, for example, and they were more than willing to help. My son Sam has just come back from teaching in an autism camp in Aspen, Colorado. That is, my children have a tremendous sense of duty and caring, and they had no problem, nor did their friends at the time, about giving a sample of blood for this test. So it was a grossly exaggerated story, and that's a shame, but it should never have been told in that setting, and you could reasonably argue that it would bring the reputation into disrepute, and that is what they have argued. The ethical side of doing it, or at least the lack of ethics committee approval, there was no approval to do it. And nor did I think approval was necessary, because it was done away from the Royal Free. It was done off-site. It was done in a domestic setting, if you like. That was naive, and nowadays you would definitely need ethical committee approval, and you probably did then. I didn't know about that, and I wouldn't have told the story, obviously, if I'd been aware that it was a problem or had been a problem at the time. So a combination of naivety and a bad sense of humour, but there was absolutely no abuse of the children, and they were all very, very happy and would do it again any time. Not that they did, but they would do it. So it's just one of those things. And if ultimately that's what they find me guilty of, then that's a small charge in my mind compared to the much graver charge of having conducted dishonest and inappropriate research on children with autism.